1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Questions for Brenda. Hiya lasses and bonjour mon ami to all my friends en français. Just want to welcome you to this week's 5 Questions for Brenda. Now this week's guest is a guy called Leigh Benjamin. Now you've probably never heard of him, but I bet you've seen things he's been involved with. I know I have. And I first became aware of him when Sue Tilley, who was one of my guests of the week, a few years ago posted a picture of this leather model of Leigh Bowery that Leigh Benjamin had actually made, and I tracked him down on Facebook and sent him a message just to say how much I liked it. And then we became friends at that point, but we don't really communicate. But I do know he's got a dog called Holston, and I fucking hate dogs because we're for obvious reasons. And we both have a passionate adoration for Under Your Thumb by Godly and Crane. But if you want Alexa to play, you've got to call it Godly and Crane. Anyway, so welcome Leigh Benjamin to this week's 5 Questions for Brenda.
Hey Brenda, it's great to see you. I brought my lawyer. I hope that's okay. Yeah. Houston loves you, by the way.
Welcome, Leigh. Thanks so much for coming. You look fucking amazing, by the way, which is always a plus for like a television show like this, isn't it, for us and all viewers? And so what I want to do is I want to go back to your early childhood. I can picture you as a young boy dancing around your living room to Top of the Pops, making up your own Pants People-esque dance routines and things like Mississippi by Pussycat and things like that. Maybe waving a chiffon scarf or something like that. I could be wrong. And, you know, if you go back to that young boy, can you remember what he wanted out of life? And have you as an adult achieved that, do you think, so far?
Well, the thing was, is I was having such a hideous teenage education in a horrible grammar school, studying Latin and Greek and cutting up frogs and all sorts of weird experiments that we had to do on animals, which I absolutely hated. And at the same time, I was, because this was out in Colchester in Essex, I was subscribing to magazines like The Face and Blitz magazine and ID magazine. And Ritz magazine, which I absolutely love, from W.H. Smith's in Colchester. I've seen all this stuff going on in London that I just thought, no, that's what I want to be, that's what I have to do. This is so exciting. I didn't know quite what it was, but I knew that was the direction for me.
Right, on to question 2, Leigh. So when you were younger, I imagine nightlife and nightclubs and that was such a massive part of everything. I mean, I know myself when I was younger, I used to spend every Thursday night without fail between 7 and 8 p.m. dancing to Mud and the Glitter Band at the Grieving Squirrel. You know, I couldn't live without it, really. But what I want to know is what you got from nightlife then. Was it about fashion? Was it about dancing? Was it about looking at other people? Was it about people looking at you? Was it about getting up for people? Was it about getting drunk? Could have been all those things. But I know you're still involved with the night world, aren't you? As far as I know, involved with the Eagle, that gay bar in London where the old horse make disco and that. But I suspect the pandemic's fucked that up really, hasn't it? But anyway, I'd be interested to know about your nightlife.
S-O-I-C-E, slice me nice. S-O-I-C-E, slice me nice.
Right, question 3, Leigh. Now, I think the first part of this question's got to be if you could tell us a bit about the look you're wearing tonight, because no one could deny it's striking. I love it. So I wonder if you could tell us a bit about that. Then also, this will lead me right on to my big question for you, which is about your time when you were working with Leigh Bowery. Now, I think everyone knows I'm a big Leigh Bowery fan. I've always been a bit obsessed with him. So what I'm interested in is how much of your input went into the looks. Did you help design his looks, or did you just merely help construct them?
Well, I'm not wearing anything. I'm actually naked. I'm kidding. No. This little face is part of a costume that I knocked up in, I think it was 1987, 1988, for a little cabaret show at the Pyramid at Heaven. And it was Melanie Peel, and she did a striptease to Yella's Pinball Cha-Cha. And it was at a time when Leigh was sitting for Lucy and Freud, and we were just really busy with work, and there was just an opportunity. The police women were dancing and DJing at Heaven as well at the same time. And they had this kind of big kind of scaffold platform stage thing in the upstairs bar at Heaven. And yeah, so I did a little Melanie Pure striptease there. And unfortunately, it was so popular that I got dragged around the world and made to wear this hideous costume over and over and over again, to the point that I just can't bear it. I can't bear her. I really can't bear her.
Right, Lee, question there. Right, for this question, I'd love it if you could tell us a bit about when you were a contestant in Andrew Logan's Alternative Miss World at the Globe Theatre in London. Now, with the Globe Theatre, for those who don't know, is where they normally show fucking bastarding, dreary, boring Shakespeare plays. So it must have been a thrill for everyone who goes there to see Alternative Miss World that night. What a relief. Anyway, so what I'd like to know is, what did you wear? Did you have to have 3 looks, like swimwear and evening wear and day wear and that? Was it a scary experience? Was it fun? Did you win? Were you envious of the winner if you didn't? Anyway, tell us a bit about that, please.
Well, funnily enough, one of my most favourite films ever was the 1978 Alternative Miss World film, which I saw on TV very late night on a Friday night on LWT in the early 80s, and I just thought it was so fabulous, and it kind of paved the way for, that's what I wanted to do, basically, and that's how I came to London nightclubs and met Leigh, and just kind of got involved with the whole thing, really. So it was kind of like full circle for me. Obviously, it was many years after Leigh died. Leigh's been gone, gosh, I can't even remember how many years now, like 27 years, 28 years, something like that. And just when the last Alternative Miss World came around, I just thought it just kind of tied everything up for me to do it. I hated it. It was horrible. Absolutely hated it. But it was just one of those things I had to do. Box ticked.
Pissing hell, Lee. Can you believe it? It's question 5 already. It's fucking flown by, hasn't it? I really am chuffed that you agreed to do this, and I don't want to gush too much, but I'm gushing, aren't I? Anyway, what I want you to do is what I do with all my guests. It might make you a bit tearful at this point, but I need you to close your eyes. I need you to think back to that young boy who's probably sat crying now because Top of the Pops is finished. And if you could just open that door to that room where that young boy is, and you could go up to him and whisper something in his ear to reassure him about his future, what would that be?
Oh, I'm filling up now. I think I've done it. I think I've done what I wanted to do. I've had a fabulous time over the past 10 years. Met amazing people along the way, amazing creative people, fantastic designers, fantastic musicians, and I'm very lucky to be the creative director of Eagle London now, which is my dream job, really, to be looking after a fabulous place that brings people together. So that's it, really.
And then you'd just gone. I didn't even chance to say ta to him, but it was brilliant. So thanks again, Leigh. Well, thanks everyone for watching. It's been a joy having you. If you want to know more about my world, go to my Instagram page, which is Brenda_the_shapeshifter. And I've got a YouTube channel. Just search for Brenda the Shapeshifter, and you might find it. Okay, thanks again. Bye.